There's a Kwama we all know, who's as bold as any Danma. You can see by torch bugs' glow. Little Scrib, she's such a wonder. Play, play, life's an adventure. Run, run, as fast as you dare. Sing, sing, imagine the pleasure. Everything's fun when you don't have a care. Mean old torch bug full of tricks, his voice crackling like fire. Advice he shares conflicts, sends little Scrib into trouble dire. Play, play, life's an adventure. Run, run, as fast as you dare. Sing, sing, imagine the pleasure. Everything's fun when you don't have a care. Brave little Scrib with a heart so pure, always in search of adventure. She says maybe tomorrow, he says if you insist, but that treasure you'll miss. Play, play, life's an adventure. Run, run, as fast as you dare. Sing, sing, imagine the pleasure. Everything's fun when you don't have a care.
This dark elf could use a break.
Ah, I can never tire of that tune. The culture here in Vivec City is so rich and vivid, I do hope to stay around for a time to really drink it in. As for now, Llevule did mention I should head over to the palace once I arrived in Vivec City. I shouldn't keep them waiting any longer. It's time to go meet Lord Vivec. Llevule wasn't exaggerating about the layout of this city. Most of the cities I have visited in my travels were all on mainland, but these floating ziggurats are astounding. It's a great balance of Dunmer architecture and something truly divine.
So much to do.
I should make it a point to come back to these shrines when I have time. And there it is, Palace of Vivec, the focal point of this entire city, and the seat of Lord Vivec himself. Being the tallest canton, I am certain Lord Vivec has no problem keeping a watchful eye on his beloved city. But then again, he watches all over Morrowind from his palace, so I would wager a guess the height serves more purpose than that. 134 steps to reach the top of this towering masterpiece. 3 save me.
Praise Vivec!
Praise Vivec.
This is the person who helped me at the tomb, my lord.
Lord Vivec, we don't need the help of this outlander.
Oh hush, Archcanon Tarvis. Outlanders have their usefulness, and this one intrigues me.
As you say. I'll be in my office if you need me.
Step forward, friend of Llevule, and let us speak.
Greetings, Lord Vivec. It is truly an honor to have the opportunity to meet you.
Canon Llevule says you helped him in his mission. As I have written, the one who helps my ally becomes my friend. Despite the Archcanon's concerns, I greet you with sincerity and pose a simple question. Will you assist us further, Outlander?
My lord, it would be a blessing. What kind of help do you need, Lord Vivec?
I have ordinators and armigers at my disposal. Vast armies of followers and dedicated priests. What I don't have, however, is a fresh perspective. Will you set aside your personal goals for a time and become the eyes and ears of a god?
You honor me. I only hope I am worthy to fill this role for you, my lord. If it is a fresh perspective you desire, I will strive to give just that.
Good. I need assistance to investigate a strange phenomenon that the Ancestor confirmed may indeed be a problem. We'll start with a simple divination ritual. Archcanon Tarvis can tell you what we need to delve into this mystery.
I will speak with the Archcanon, although I feel I might be met with resistance, judging his demeanor upon my arrival.
The situation that troubles me has taken a toll on my Archcanon, but he's a faithful servant. Tarvis will do as I say, and I say we need your assistance. Find the Archcanon in his office, and he'll tell you how to proceed.
Very well, but if I may spare a moment further of your time, I had a vision of Azura outside of Seydanin, shortly after my arrival to Vardenfell.
The Daedric Prince? I suppose the same events that concern me might interest Azura, though she could just as easily be the source of these troubles. Red Mountain, strange Daedra, and then there's... well, we'll talk more about that when you return.
Did the information Llevule and I gather from his ancestor prove to be helpful in your pondering?
Llevule's ancestor assured me that a source of power remains safe. As for the rest, let the guess ripen in the mind, and only speak when the fruit grows certain. I require more information on these matters, hence the need for the divination ritual.
Of course, my lord. I shall make my way to Archcanon Tarvis right away. Such a magnificent view of Red Mountain from these great steps. Wish the same could be said for the giant ominous meteor hovering above the city, however. Can't imagine the amount of devastation that would result from its fall. The rumor has it that Lord Vivec himself keeps it suspended in the sky, in order to inspire lasting faith amongst his followers and in the tribunal. I'll make my way to the Archcanon's office, which should be up on this canton before Vivec's palace. Ah, there's a shrine before the statue of Vivec. I could probably spare a moment. Long after our triumph over the dwarves, the people wished to build a monument to the heroes of that war. Vivec thanked them, but said that it would be better to dedicate a monument to all people, great and small, who suffered and died in the war. Interesting perspective, and truly a generous thought, as in every war, not only the living are responsible for its outcome. Best not keep Archcanon Tarvis waiting any longer. Greeting, Archcanon. Pardon me for the interruption. Lord Vivec requested that I come and speak with you.
Ah, Outlander. Lord Vivec trusts too much to put his faith in one such as you, but who am I to question my god? I suppose he sent you to me so I could put you to work? Did he say which task he wants us to accomplish first?
While I might not be known amongst those in Vivec City, I will prove to be helpful whenever it matters most. Lord Vivec expressed the need of performing a divination ritual to help start unraveling the mystery troubling him.
Ah, yes. We do need to perform a ritual to reveal the nature of the phenomenon that vexes Lord Vivec. Now listen closely. I hate to repeat myself.
I'm listening, Archcanon.
Despite my objections, Vivec believes you were sent to help, so I'll do my best to assist you. Go to the ziggurat that's still under construction and tell the Overseer that Lord Vivec requires the Blessing Stone. Then bring it to me in the palace.
Very well. I'll speak with this Overseer to fetch this stone, and return shortly.
You receive a simple errand in the service of Lord Vivec, and countless questions form unbidden in your mind. Very well. Go ahead. Ask your questions. It's not like I'm the busy archcanon of a living god or anything.
I did have a few questions. What exactly is a Blessing Stone? I have never heard of them before.
Ah, the ignorance of Outlanders. How refreshing. The Blessing Stones serve as repositories for small amounts of Lord Vivec's power. They allow his favor to permeate sanctified locations. We need such a stone to power the divination ritual.
But if it houses Lord Vivec's power, couldn't he just perform the ritual without it? Why go through the trouble?
If you haven't guessed yet, the phenomenon interferes with Lord Vivec's power in unusual ways. It will be safer for everyone if I perform the ritual by using the Blessing Stone instead of drawing on my lord's personal store of energy.
I appreciate your caution, Archcanon. Do you happen to know what insight Lord Vivec hopes to achieve from this ritual?
Even if I told you, you wouldn't comprehend it. Lord Vivec's senses eclipse those of mere mortals. Suffice it to say, he feels a disturbance in the flow of energy throughout Vardenfell. He seeks to discover the source of that disturbance.
While speaking with Lord Vivec prior to leaving the palace, he mentioned something about Red Mountain and Daedra. Do you believe there's a connection between the two?
Lord Vivec sees signs and portents everywhere. It's the poet at his core. I tend to be much more pragmatic. Sometimes a volcano is simply a volcano, and not a harbinger of doom. As for the Daedra, I have no idea. Perhaps the summoning got out of hand.
Unless that volcano erupted, I'd wager. I can't help but sense a bit of indignation towards me, Archcanon. Do you have a dislike of all Outlanders, or have I particularly offended you in some manner?
Offend me? You give yourself too much credit. No, I feel the same about all Outlanders. This is tribunal business, best handled by tribunal resources. However, I also obey my Lord Vivec, so I will tolerate your involvement and do my best to aid you.
I take some solace in your equal dislike of all Outlanders. I best be along and gather what Lord Vivec requires for the ritual. I will meet you at the palace in a moment's time. Well, he is quite pleasant. I can imagine the life of an archcanon, especially as the right hand to a god, to be tiresome work. But I swear after enough time with him, Sujamma would taste sweeter than his personality. Which reminds me, I could probably use a stout drink before this day is over. Now to find this overseer. Judging by the progress made on the northern parts of the city, I could wager that I'd find them somewhere near the ziggurat that is further along in progress. Not quite sure why he was looking at me like that, but no matter. Yes, definitely the one on the left here. Probably would have a better chance of finding them over on this side. Pardon me, are you the overseer of this project by any chance?
This project has been nothing but one disaster after another. How am I expected to get this ziggurat built on time when things constantly go wrong? Don't mind me. I'm just having one of those days.
I can imagine your frustration. You sound almost as flustered as Archcanon Tarvis. Which, speaking of, he has sent me to fetch your blessing stone.
Our blessing stone? Do you know what happens if we give up our blessing stone? Well, neither do I, but I'm sure it won't put us back on schedule or end our string of disasters. I'm not one to disagree with the Archcanon, but that's a terrible idea.
As a matter of fact, I had no idea what a blessing stone was until a few moments ago. As it turns out, our Lord Vivec is in need of this particular one in order to perform a ritual at the palace. Is there something I might be able to assist with that would help put your mind at ease?
Lord Vivec? Why didn't you say so? But I'll need your help before I can turn over the blessing stone. The passage that leads to the consecration chamber collapsed, trapping some of my workers. If you can clear the way, you can borrow the stone.
Oh, dreadful business. I do hope none of the workers were injured. Consider it done, Overseer. I'll get to clearing the path right away.
I appreciate the help. Just remember that you're only borrowing the stone. It needs to be back in the consecration chamber before the next shift, or we'll never get this ziggurat constructed in time.
Understood. I'm sure Lord Vivec would be more than willing to have it returned when he's finished with the ritual. Oh no, this is truly awful. So many people injured. I wonder what happened. Better hurry over here to see if there's any others that need help. You there, let me help. I'll move the stone for you.
Thank you. I'll go tell the Overseer what you did for me.
Of course. Better hurry around on the other side. There might be others that are in need of help. Oh my, excuse me, pardon me. Yes, there, lift your legs. Let me help you.
I thought I was gonna die under there. Oh, thanks for saving me.
You're quite welcome. Be safe. Now, let's find that blessing stone. truly a shame. So many people hurt. So this is a blessing stone. What a peculiar device. It certainly doesn't look to simply be a stone, but some sort of apparatus. I am certainly intrigued on how it will be used in this ritual. Oh, wait a moment. It is actually just a stone. There we are. I best make my way back to Lord Vivec's palace. Once again, you have my thanks, Overseer. Here we go with these stairs again.
Praise Vivec!
Compose myself. My Lord Vivec, Archcanon Tarvis, I have returned.
The Outlander returns. I understand there was trouble at the construction site, but you were able to save a few of the workers. Lord Vivec always draws the straightest arrow from the quiver. Praise the tribunal. Did you bring the blessing stone?
I did what I could, but they definitely require more aid. Yes, I was able to acquire the blessing stone.
Stand over there. In Canon Llevule's absence, you will form the third corner of our ritual triangle. When you're ready, place the blessing stone, and we'll begin the ritual.
I am honored. Very well, Archcanon.
Hear the words of the warrior poet, and reveal the source of Lord Vivec's distress. An Ashlander? A clockwork mage? A Daedric cultist? Something interfered with the ritual, my lord. But we may have learned something. Excuse me while I compare the results to our previous research.
My Lord Vivec, what did you make of the ritual?
Between the cryptic warnings of the ancestor spirit and the unexpected result of the divination ritual, I fear there may be more astir than I imagined. We solved the greatest mysteries by accident, I suspect. I should write that down.
Certainly something had gone wrong with the ritual, otherwise those blessing stones wouldn't have shattered as such. Were you able to learn what you had hoped of the mystery from what we were able to conjure just now?
We learn from every action we take. Failure or success, each result teaches us something, at least in the larger sense. To be more specific, no, not as much as I hoped.
Forgive me, Lord Vivec. I do hope it wasn't I who disrupted the ritual with my inexperience. Those images in the ritual, however...
Images that suggest avenues to investigate, riddles to solve. Let me tell you a secret, Outlander. It concerns a living god, an energy that fades like daylight as dusk spreads across the land.
Energy that fades? Lord Vivec, forgive me, but I do not understand.
Listen well, and speak not a word. My divine energy, it drains away. Whether from illness or foul malady, I know not. You must travel the land and seek answers on my behalf. But first, gratitude before service, as I have written. So thank you.
My lord, I have no words. Thank you for your gracious gift. Forgive me, Lord Vivec. I require a moment's rest. Ashlanders, clockwork mages, Daedric cultists. This is certainly unfolding a plot much deeper than I would have imagined. Looks like I'll be getting my wish of staying in Vaudenfell for a time, but in the service of Lord Vivec, I'll be having a story or two of my own to tell before it's all finished.